4 hours a day of conversation. Mainly it's on Messenger. Thank God we have technology now because I don't like phone, you know, just the phone. I try to make it like 1 hour per day now, not because I don't want to do nothing, but because I want to do more, to scale more. And the second thing I do each day, even on Christmas, Easter, and so on, I educate myself. I grow. I do like the personal development. I work on myself. So this thing is each day. Even if I had, I don't know, a hard day with a lot of work, and it's, I don't know, 12 o'clock at evening, I had to go to sleep. I will not go to sleep until I will not have that half of hour of reading or watch something interesting, the commentary, I don't know, something like that.
That is commitment, especially when you're tired at the end of the day. Wow, yeah, thank you.
I do this like 20 years already.
Yeah, okay. All right, thank you. So my key skills are, first of all, my daily exercises. Otherwise, I'm not able to start the day. The second thing is I have a health lounger at home. It's difficult in the hotel, but a health lounger, and I really try to do it twice a day. It's very, very good for me. It's 10 to 20 minutes. And of course, my affirmations in front of a mirror. I had to really try it and learn it, because in front of the mirror it's really feeling a bit crazy, but I do it daily and it's very important.
I think thank you. That is important to do things in front of the mirror. And I always used to think, when you're asking people phone calls as well, and you're asking people a question, if you do a phone call in front of the mirror, sometimes we do FaceTime now, don't we? But a phone call in the mirror, because you smile and that comes across in your voice, doesn't it? Important use of the mirror.
Thank you, Bex. So like many of you, when I started building this business, I had 3 young children. So my daily negotiables have definitely evolved. They used to be roll out of bed, quick panic, look at the time, get ready for school, and off you go, and the day kind of fell into itself. I have evolved, thankfully, from that. And so now I'm really intentional, actually, with that first half an hour. So I'm not a great morning person, but I have made myself, and this is huge for me, to get up before my kids get up. I know many of you do this way better than me. But what I've found incredible now is I have my vision, and I break it down. I've got my 6-month goals, and I'll take that time as soon as I wake up to write down my 6-month goals, and then I kind of prayerfully then and try and get inspiration for what my intention should be for that day, and I write down that intention. And I'm also working on becoming a different person now. So I've got my vision, and instead of doing so much, which I'll share a bit more today as well, I'm trying to think, who do I need to be to achieve that vision, right? So it's not just a doing thing now. I'm thinking, right, what are my 7 things, 7 attributes I'm trying to develop more? Which one of those am I going to try and focus on that day as well? So I do that in that first half an hour, and that really kind of sets me up for the day. And then the exercise as well. I'm grumpy if I don't do exercise, so I have to get out and do some exercise, and that really gets me going as well and ready to face the day.
I've seen you on trips before, Bex, and it's like, where has she gone? We're about to leave, the coach is leaving and Bex is getting back from a run. Thank you. Great, back to Elena then. So they were asking, how do you move forward, onwards and upwards, if your business reaches a bit of a standstill?
Well, first of all, I start asking myself if it's not like blocking, but it's the simple laziness, you know? We just don't do. Sometimes we're not just blocked, we are just lazy. So sometimes I just ask myself, well, does this stop now? It's my laziness? Do I know what I have to do, or do I don't know? Because sometimes it's something missing, it's something, because this is, how to say, state of mind or state of soul. Yeah. When we are not in a good energy, when our energy is blocked, our business is blocked, our lives are blocked, and so on and so on. So usually I stay, think, and again back to knowledge. If a few years ago I had to, I don't know, read 3-4 books until I find something, now I get better and better in this, and usually I just stop, grab a book, and in that book there are answers. Okay? So you're like everything in our life. If we are stuck there, maybe there is something we don't know. Okay? So I always start from there. Okay? Usually those information, those knowledge, change something in my mind, change something in my soul, and then I go to work. So
kickstart yourself, totally.
Yeah.
Thank you, brilliant. I'm going to fly over to Becky at the end now. Think back to when you were silver, okay? And I know you were fairly fast with your business, but what would you tell yourself at a silver now? Now you've got a little bit more knowledge.
Okay, I would tell myself a lot. Let's see, I'd first of all tell myself that it's all going to be worth it. That there will be, it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster ride, and to hold on, and to know that there are going to be people's lives that I haven't even met yet, and can't even imagine the impact that, one person can have fumbling through their business and just showing up. There's times when you're doing things and you're thinking, is this going to be worth it? There's no-show classes, there's times when your leaders aren't really doing anything and it feels like you're alone. I tell myself, hold on, Bex, every time you get up and you decide to put others before you and shut that ego down and to run at your fears, don't let your fears stop you, and to not pay attention to those limiting thoughts that you have, then the impact you're going to have is just way beyond what you can imagine. I would also tell myself, don't underestimate the power of your thoughts. Like at the beginning, I was pretty blasé when it came to personal development. I thought it was a bit of a waste of time. My upline said, make sure you do half an hour a day. And I was like, yeah, okay. I just went out and I did stuff. I was very much, there's my goal. I know what I need to do. I'm just going to go and do it. And flip. Oh my goodness, I've come completely 360 from that. Like I can see the people that come into this business and they are more ready when they kind of address their own thoughts, right? So I was someone that would just put those thoughts into a closet, so I haven't got time for them, and just go on pressing forward. So I tell myself to slow down. Don't just head down, go full blast doing action. Yes, action is really important, but if I can come from a space where I'm getting in tune with who I am and aligning my head and my heart and doing action from an inspired place rather than a flustered place, then I believe I would have grown even faster, and actually, I wouldn't have got drained. I don't know if there's anyone here that feels a bit drained sometimes with the business. Anyone feeling a bit drained? Not too many. Yeah, you're doing a better job than I did. I felt I got really drained. There were times when, my husband says that I had a mini breakdown every month. That's not quite true. But I found it hard, and I was pushing myself too much. There's a lot of pushing going on. And yes, we went fast, and I think we could have still done it more quickly, coming from that inspired place, because that's when you're going to attract people, right? That's when people are going to really resonate with you and want to join you. So that's why I would tell myself.
Thank you. Thank you, Bex. Yeah. So Sabine, what has been your biggest hurdle or challenge today to get you where you were getting to now?
So when we started with doTERRA business, both of us came from corporate jobs, and I was always in my work life, I was in a hustle mode. I worked more than others and have really tried to do it very good. And we we both quit our jobs within 6 weeks. So first Matthias, and I followed 6 weeks later, which is not a very good example. I wouldn't recommend it to others to do like this. So we burned the ships. We had 2 children at education, house not paid, and no big savings. And what happened was that I continued. I jumped from one job into another, and I was in the same hustle mode, though I was longing for another life. And then I realized that I don't know how it is, this thing with the work-life balance. And that I really don't know what does it mean for me? What should I do? So what I did to overcome this hurdle was that I hired a coach and tried to find out what is a balanced life for me, a good work-life balance, that I really start to slow down a bit and can really enjoy the new work. And I think this was the most important thing to become successful. Yeah.
That's interesting. Now, how many people here? Yeah, please do. Has anybody here achieved a balanced life now? Have we got some great people who are thinking, yes, I'm like, just right? I love that, Christine. Fabulous. Some maybe still got a little bit of work to do. Anyone? Yeah. I think maybe a lot of us still have to do a little bit more work on ourselves. Definitely. I'm going to stay with you, Sabine, because this is the one. Okay. How did you find people to do the business with you? Boom, tell us.
It's a very good question, but actually it's not right. The question should be, how find people you? This is really what I experienced. When I'm in the right energy, when I'm in the right mood, when I'm not in a hustle mode, when I'm really focusing on living the life which is really, really nice, then it's much more attractive for other people to jump into it. So I will tell you a short story, and this is actually what's all about. Some months ago, we moved to Cyprus last year. Good idea.
Yes, we saw
the weather is even better than here. And okay, we moved to Cyprus, and I worked with a coach, and I was sitting there and thought, how can I find people doing the business with us? How can I do it? Our house is really a hidden place far away from the village, and I said to her, okay, I can't sit on my sofa and think that people come along and say, okay, I will do the business with you. And what she answered was, why not? And I said, how could I do that? And she said, why not? Why don't you start to think people will come and will ask you for doing business with you, even in your heavy place? Okay, and I started in front of a mirror to ask for it, to ask to ask for help, that people will find me. And then only some days later, we had 2 appointments. In the morning with a couple, they spent holidays in Cyprus. In the afternoon, a couple who wanted to know how it is to move to Cyprus. So in the morning for breakfast they came, and she actually was a network marketing hater. I know her very well, several years, and she loved me, liked me, because I never tried to hunt her. So she always said, I like it that you never tried to convince me. So then they were sitting at our terrace, and they said, okay, we have to tell you something. And they said, we want to do the business because we are looking for a passive income. And I said, I really couldn't believe it. And I said, thank you. And then in the afternoon, the other couple came, and they saw the oils over, and they did a sightseeing tour to the house, everywhere oils, everywhere doTERRA, and they were curious about it. They asked and asked, and because it was so nice, we spent we had an appointment for dinner, and at the dinner they said, okay, we decided we want to do the business with you. Is it okay to come in your team? And I said, okay, this is the right way. Sitting on my sofa, waiting for people to come along and want to do And it's so easy, because if you are in the right mood, in the right energy, then you will attract others. If you are in a hustle mode and think it's hard work, it's a challenge and everything is difficult, nobody would ever come and say, oh, I want to do the same as you do.
I don't know if this translates to all, but we have a phrase called when you're on a roll. And that tends to be, if you are on a rolling spree of enrolling, then it does happen. You see the people, perhaps in your team, who always have high enrollment. Because once you are used to them coming, they come. Yeah, do you want to add to that, Bex? Please.
Thanks for sharing that, I love that. It just inspired me to something as well, so I totally agree with that. Also, you know, you need to really want it. So, you know, what someone said today about being prepared as well, and then you visualize, and then you get it, right? So many people I've mentored say, I'm not finding builders, and they might visualize them as well, but they're not wanting it for whatever reason. There's some little bit of doubt in there that perhaps they're not ready to train a builder, they're feeling intimidated, perhaps they're feeling like they're not a leader yet. You know, these thoughts are there, and so they could be visualizing a builder, but they're also repelling a bit because they've got those thoughts as well. And that was me in my first year of building a business. I was attracting loads of customers, and I wasn't attracting anyone to do the business with me, and I thought I really wanted it, but I had an epiphany one day that actually I was nervous about it. I suddenly realized, actually, if I have a builder, what am I going to do with them? You know, how am I going to train them? And so I suddenly spent some time just kind of really thinking, what would I do? And I really visualized that process as well, and thought, how am I going to take them from a new person, and how am I going to support them? And once I had that clear vision in my head of that path as well, then I was more powerfully able to really want to build it and know that I was ready for a build, and it was like 100%. And then similar thing, like I found my first 3 builders literally within a couple of months of each other, and they were incredible builders. And so, I just want to add that as well.
Thank you, Bex. And we're going to jump to, Elena, because we know that she has a huge team, which is amazing, and you've probably enrolled a person or 2 along the way. So the question is, how did you share the business opportunity with others?
I will start by saying I don't share opportunity.
Ah, okay.
I share, okay, there are 2 words. It's idea and vision, synonym, and the other one is story, your story. We too often just forget, what's the word, our story. I don't share the opportunity, I mean I share an idea, I share a vision. Okay, do you understand me? A vision of a kind of a life, an idea. If you want that why, that's my why, okay, that why. I share an idea, a vision of a life where the opportunity is included. The opportunities, that's why then you need the opportunity, you know? So the opportunity is like the 3rd step. Okay? I try to inspire people to change their life, to change their minds, to change their souls, to change, let's do a different life. It's not just let's do money, because There are too many people, more and more people now that say, I don't need, I have a job, or something. Okay? So let's have a different life, let's do better than this, and in this you need, you need financial freedom. And for this, okay, let's talk about opportunity. Did I explain?
You did. And I think you made it clear. Yeah, there was a little applause going there. Sorry to interrupt you. I think you made it clear, especially in today's world where we're always thinking that we're in an economic crisis and people need money and that's the way we need to go. Actually, somebody with not the need of money could absolutely be the best person in your business.
If you said, okay, I'll go further. For example, the last 2 years with the situation, even if I spoke about the situation we live now, like many, many years ago, okay, that our world is always changing, it's never stopping in the same place, we always change, It was slaves, then it was changed on something else, other system, different system, okay, it was communism, then it was capitalism. Okay, this will also die and will change into something new. So, in these changing times, like the world will change, and when the world changes, our jobs change, our money change, our system change. Do I speak English? Do you understand me? I don't want to speak if you don't understand me. Okay? So when all this craziness started, and I know a lot of people who just go to sleep, we have to talk down. I was, okay, now people will understand me. No, you remember I was talking to you about the freedom, about the system, about the change you have to adapt in the new world, in the new change. Oh, no, okay? So, it's the same idea, it's the same vision. It's the same vision, but now more people can hear me, can understand me, and now, oh, now I understand. Please tell me more about that opportunity. Because I don't have job now. Do you know how many people have no jobs now? Do you know? I had people that had, businesses, small businesses. And I don't I'm a businessman. Well, your business, if it's flowers or a restaurant or something, what happens 2 years ago?
Yeah.
No, you're interested now.
Yeah.
Okay, and so on, and we are not done yet. If you think it's over, it's not over yet. 3-4 years we will have changes, and a lot of people will. Usually we don't want to think, how to say, ahead. Like we think and okay, it's already happened. I am without a job. Okay, but it will be more and more people will be without jobs, will lose their, small businesses. And the question is, are you ready to welcome them and to teach them and to educate them and to help them in these crazy times?
Thank
So that's the business.
We talk a lot about belief, we talk a lot about drive, ambition, but what about if people think they've done that? So my question is, what's the biggest mistake or lesson that you've learned during your doTERRA journey? So I've got all this belief and I'm doing it, but sometimes you make a mistake. Or do you?
Yes, of course, because for me, the biggest mistake was, and I really need a long time to learn that, was that I'm not responsible for the success of everybody in my team. I'm not responsible. I will. I think almost all of you know this feeling. It is so important to learn this, to set healthy boundaries and to keep your energy, because you might know some people in your team sucks your energy and make you responsible, and you try to solve every problem, everything, and you think, okay, when the team is not responsible, or some people, I have to work harder, I have to do things, I have to do. So I'm really here to serve my team, to help them to grow, to do everything I can to make them successful. But I'm not responsible for that. So they have to take, it's like a buffet, you know, they have, I can bring in whatever I can, and I'm a human, I do mistakes, and they can choose whatever they need to grow and to become successful, but they have to be aware that it's their job. My job is to serve them, help them as good as I can, but I'm not responsible. And I think this was really the hardest lesson to learn for me, that there is a boundary, and that I have to keep it, because otherwise it's unhealthy for all of us.
That's so true. So there must be so many people out there saying, yes, that's me, I do everything for my team, or they want so much from me. And I really empower them by letting them find it themselves. Yeah. Thank you, Sabine. We're going to go to Ben. Thank you. Okay, so if you were to start over from scratch, you're going to go back, remember, yeah? Would you do the same, or would you do things a little bit different?
I do some things the same, for sure. So for me, I keep it simple. I kept it very simple. I found a thing that worked for me. I didn't do too many elaborate classes. For me, I found a thing that was enrolling and a thing that I was passionate about, and continued to do that. And I would stick to that again rather than trying to overcomplicate things. I would share from the heart. That's the same. Be really genuine. Know that, don't try and be someone else at all, be you, and know that there are people out there that only you can touch, and just serve completely and wholeheartedly. So that would be the same. Differently, as I said before, I would do it from a very much more inspired place, rather than just ticking those boxes, so I'd really get clear in my heart of what was right and what's in line with me. I would fill my cup more. So, as a mum and a doTERRA business person, I definitely left myself to the end, and I was depleted, and I didn't realise this until a certain point. So I would serve from an overflowing cup. A really good friend taught me that recently. You can't serve from a cup that's even like a little bit empty. You're not going to be able to give the whole of you, and people won't be able to feel that from you. So it's so important. It's not selfish to do things for you. You need to be able to do things that are going to make you become the best version of yourself that you can be, and then you have a lot more to give in that way. I would also take testimonials of the oils, record them down. I wish I've got so many experiences, and that's what gets you going, doesn't it? We've heard so many things yesterday about what the oils could do, and you put your hand up with people that might not be here if they hadn't had the oils. So having that list of oils in front of you, like the testimonials that you've experienced, and that will keep you going on those days when really, you don't want to get out of your comfort zone. You are feeling perhaps a bit lazy. That's the motivating thing. And so I wish I'd done that. That's something I've definitely done differently.
Love that. Thank you. It seems to me that there's good answer, that's right. It seems to me that self-care really seems to be coming from a really, instead of just ticking the boxes of all the tasks that you have to do to be a builder, to be a leader, you've got to look after yourself. This is coming from you non-stop, all of you. I love it. Can we go back to Elena now? I'm going to ask you, Elena, what was your why at the beginning? And oh, here she goes.
Half an hour at least.
And what is your why now?
It's the same.
Ah,
It's the same, but of course it changed like in details.
Okay.
Not the main core. The main core is the thing, and it's the why of my life. It's Seth, his name told something yesterday. You know, people want to do nothing in the beginning. Okay, the why is to do nothing, and I kind of agree with to do nothing because I know it's easy for you to understand. To do nothing, but to do nothing that eats my time. It is in English?
yes.
Because the most important thing in this life is the time and what we do with it. So I kind of live the life now where my time is it's my time. You know, I can afford now to. The woman will understand me. I don't do laundry, I don't cook, I have 5 employees in my house. They take care of everything and I can read and read. Now, that's the first. Why is this? Why this is so important? Because my why is to be a better person, to evolve, to grow internally, to raise my vibrations, to raise my level of consciousness. That's mainly our goal, our purpose that why we come on this earth. So I think it's for each of us. We just sometimes need more years to get to that point, you know, when you, finally I understood. For me, it took me 15 years when finally I understood what I had to do. So that's my why from the beginning, that's the same now, and now you may ask yourself, what's the connection with the doTERRA, what's the connection with the network marketing? Then I will use our, how we call it, we help heal the world. We help the world heal, yeah, like this. Well, for me, it's I want to help the world heal their minds, heal their souls, so that they heal their time, heal, if you want, I believe in financial healing. I don't know in Europe, but in Romania it's not equal to huge. I don't know how we see this world, but I will, this maybe will sound a little bit pessimistic, but I promise it's not. I think the real pandemic, it's in our heads, in our minds. The fear is because of the ignorance, because of the lack of the knowledge we have. So in this process of helping others heal their minds and their souls, I do better in my own purpose. Why? It's very simple, you'll understand also this. Because in the process of teaching others, then you know if you know or not. Try it. We usually think we know. You know, I know a lot of people that know a lot of things. But they don't do nothing. You know? So I have a saying, I hope it will be okay with the translation. My father was telling me all my life, if you are so smart, why you are so poor? You know? Where I went further and I said, if you are so evolved, because now it's fashion, you know, everybody into spirituality, everybody into meditation, so on and so on. Everybody is like positive, okay? So now I kind of joke, but not joke, you know, the joke, it's not joke. If you are so evolved, why your life is so
chaotic.
Choose the word. I can't say all the words. So yeah, it's up. yeah? So that's my why. That's my why. It was from the beginning. I want to help as many people as I can to infect them with the idea of evolving, of living a life with purpose, of living a life with the idea of continuous growth, you know, continuous education, development, growth, okay? Because in this process, I do the same for me. And why doTERRA network marketing? Because I can see the results. Okay? You get, how to say, in normal life, many people say, but you could do, I don't know, be a coach or something, be a, you know, trainer, person, how to say, speaker, yeah, motivational speaker or something. Yeah, but in that situation, I don't see the results. I don't know, get on the stage, do blah, 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 go home, and I don't know what you're doing. But in network marketing, in doTERRA, I can see, you know, for me, the rank is that, how to say, dovada, evidence that I do my job. If my rank is, that means I evolve. If I'm stuck about that question, if I'm stuck, that's something stuck here, that's something stuck here, okay? And in my people, I am blah, 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 but if in my team nobody grows, that means something. Maybe I don't know as I thought I know. Maybe I'm still stupid. Maybe I have to go to learn more and do better. Okay? So the result or the measure I do in the team, in the ranks, it's connected to this why. Okay?
Wow. Brilliant. There's so much going on all the time. You're busy in between the self-care. So what are the 3 key elements of building without burnout?
Yes, as I said before, I think it is to find the right balance and make you always aware how balanced is. Are you still balanced? Is it in the right way doing things? So the work-life balance is key, as I think. The healthy boundaries to really keep your energy and don't let anybody steal it. Yeah? And the third thing is always trust and believe and be really confident with the opportunity, with the business, with the company, with everything you are doing. Really always be aware that this is real and that it will take you. You know, that you are always safe, you know. Even if there are situations you are stuck or you think it's difficult, it is for a reason. You have to learn something. And it's good to trust in this situation. So it's healthy boundaries, work-life balance, and trust for me.
Tim, good. Thank you. Thank you, Sabine. Yeah, we'll get to there. Bex, I wanted to ask you, Presidential Diamond, what does it mean to you?
Okay, obviously, you know, you've got the lovely freedom that it brings and the quality of life, and that's huge, that's absolutely huge. For me, when I was younger, I had a dream, it goes back from when I was really young, that I really wanted to go and build an orphanage in Africa. That was a dream that came to me. I went to Africa when I was 17, and I saw just how much of a need there was there. And then I started obviously seeing needs around me all the time in my own country, and I had this burning desire that my life was to help others. Then I got married, had lovely children, and that dream just seemed to get further and further away, right? Like we were in real financial ruin before doTERRA came into our life. And, you know, I didn't actually mind being poor, I quite enjoyed being poor, and that didn't bother me that much. What really bothered me was that I was just hardly able to survive, like keeping my head out of water and helping my kids. And managing to do that was really tough and all-consuming, and that dream I had, that bigger vision I had, was just getting further and further away from me. So when doTERRA came into my life, that's really when I first kind of really connected with doTERRA after falling in love with the oils. I saw my way to be able to help way more than I could just do by myself, right? So becoming Presidential Diamond has brought that dream back into reality. I mean, along the way, you help so many people, you know, to be Presidential Diamond, it's 54 elites, right? I got that right? 54 elites. So with the other leaders, you've got 78 active leaders there, sharing, influencing, changing people's lives. You know, that's what Presidential Diamond means. It's not, the rank is amazing, but it's all the people you've helped along the way and all the people that continue to be helped. And then the time, the freedom that it then gives you to actually really find out who you really are and what you really stand for and what your mission really is on this earth. Because it's in that time when you don't actually have to do anything that actually you come face to face with a lot of stuff about yourself. You know, when your needs are met, your wants are met, then it's like, well, what else can I do in this world? And I loved the vision that you shared, Elena, because that's kind of where I'm going with it now. You know, it's who you become on the way to Presidential Diamond, and then the person you can then become after that. It's not the end, it's just the beginning of just so much more potential, what you can do, the influence you have. That's what Presidential Diamond is.
Thank you. Did you want to add to that? Yes, she did. Yes, I think thank you that she added, and she was talking and I was thinking, and I think I passed the word to her, you know, when she added at the end, the influence. Well, for me it's about that. Because in the beginning I was me and my crazy ideas and nobody was listening, okay, and I was keep going, you don't understand, you false, don't leave this life. Well, Presidential Diamond for me, it was about that influence you got. Because now, not only my team pay attention to what I do and what I say, but also Crossline. And after I did the Double Diamond, now all Europe, okay, tell you what you want to tell us. And so for me, it's about that influence and about that legacy, about that now I can pass. So I'm sure in this room there are people that have great ideas, that are, I don't know, that have that why that makes them cry. Well, you have to do the rest if you want that influence and then impact other people.
Wow, thank you. Thank you.
This is actually all about, we really can help the world heal. And this is always, I always getting goosebumps with this. And as a Presidential Diamond, we can really change the world to a better place. Everybody in this room can do it, but okay, we are able to take many people along the way with us, and this is really what makes me feel very, I don't know the word. You grateful, feel it. Huh? Yeah, emotional, yes, maybe this is the word. So I really love to be able to change everything together with doTERRA and together with all these amazing people here.
Anyone else want to join them up here? Any more Presidential Diamond? Presidential Diamond? Is it you? Right? Amazing. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure hearing your comments today. Such good feedback. Everybody's loved it. To our Presidential Diamonds right now and for them tomorrow. Keep going.